Okay, um, should the Raiders sign Sam Darnold and unite him with Chip Kelly?
For a large majority of the game. The other part of this for Chip Kelly, I think Sam Darnold should be the guy that the Las Vegas Raiders really look at hard and try to figure out how to get him there. You just mentioned it, Mina and RC, you alluded to it. A quarterback, obviously you have to have one, but also a quarterback friendly offense. And that's exactly what we saw Kevin O'Connell do for Sam Darnold last year. RC brought up the most important part, though: critical football plays. And that is where we saw Sam Darnold wane. So it gives you pause in these critical moments, these playoff type moments. We saw him not be the Sam Darnold that we saw him be for the majority of the season. But I also believe when you look at that quarterback room and that roster, he's a significant upgrade based on what we watched for majority of the season last year.
Yeah,
And it
very
could be
true.
something that Chip Kelly and Pete Carroll protects him with the run game as well. So I'll be interested to see how invested they are in their approach to Sam Darnold in Las Vegas.
Look, I think they know there's no quick fix to this. They're in a division with Patrick Mahomes, Justin Herbert, Bo Nix. They know that the quarterback answer may not come overnight. There are some interesting names out there to watch. Remember when Chip Kelly was the head coach in Philadelphia? Everybody wanted him to draft Marcus Mariota. Well, Marcus Mariota is a free agent now. Will Howard was his quarterback at Ohio State. Wouldn't it be interesting to see them use a day 2 or day 3 pick on Will Howard at quarterback to bolster that position? They know this is going to be a long time to get up to speed with the rest of the teams. But what's also interesting is how much a team like Houston wanted Chip Kelly and how the Raiders reset the salary bar for coordinators. And everybody's talking about the deals that have been handed out to Ben Johnson, but Chip Kelly's now the highest paid coordinator. And that's a deal that's going to have reverberations across the NFL in years to come. And the reason he's the highest paid coordinator now is because the Raiders believe he's going to have a dramatic impact on their offense.
Okay, let's talk about the first thing. Sam Darnold to the Raiders makes a lot of sense. Don't listen, Marcus Mariota, please. They've already tried that. Didn't work. He's not going to. No, that's not happening. The Raiders also don't have the number one overall pick, so you can't like make an argument that, oh, maybe we shouldn't sign a quarterback because we're going to draft. Whom, not going to happen either. They need a quarterback, and Sam Darnold, if he becomes available, I could see him going to the Raiders as a stopgap for a year or two until whomever they draft at some point takes over. But yeah, Adam Schefter was correct. They are not in a win now mode. Not in that division. Not with the Chiefs. Not with the Broncos. Not with the Chargers. No, it's going to take a couple of years for the Raiders. And I think everyone knows that. I think Raiders fans know that. They're not expecting them to come out in 2025 to light the league on fire. Chip Kelly being the most expensive coordinator. Here's the thing. You needed to go out and make a big splash and bring in Chip Kelly because all the good coordinators already have jobs. They're not leaving their job, and if they are, they're leaving to be a head coach. This is a move the Raiders have to make when you're a garbage team for that long and you're trying to turn it around. You have to go out and get a guy like Chip Kelly and make him the highest paid coordinator. Now, it does raise the bar for coordinator pay, but it also, if the Raiders fall flat on their face and he's out of the league in a couple of years, that contract's going to go. I remember Daniel Snyder tried this a while back with the Washington then Redskins, and he signed Al Saunders to like the highest paid coordinator position. Didn't work out in there. Didn't work out for Washington. So like bringing in the high paid coordinator doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work out. Now Chip Kelly flamed out as a head coach because teams figured out his defenses figured out his offense. And I know that he's gone back to college and has changed it up and We're going to see something new out of Chip Kelly. But this is the NFL. Who knows if his offense is going to work in the NFL. He also, like, the Raiders don't really have any talent on that offense. They couldn't run the ball. We still don't know who the quarterback is, if it's Sam Darnold or whomever. So it's kind of like a wait and see with Chip Kelly. Now, if Chip Kelly is in the league for a few years, you're going to see coordinators demanding more money. Doesn't mean they're all going to get more money, but you're going to see the top flight coordinators get more money. Teams that are dedicated to winning are going to pay their coordinators. Coordinators' money doesn't go against the cap. It's just whether or not an owner wants to pay it, and the owners that are winning are going to want to pay it. But he's still not making head coaching money. I don't know. We'll see. We're going to have to wait and see. How do you think the Raiders are going to do? I really don't see this working out for them in 2025. 2026 and beyond, we'll have to wait and see, but this is not a short-term fix for the Raiders. It could also be a disaster. It could be a disaster. It could be an Urban Meyer level disaster with the Raiders. Nobody's ever bringing that up. They see Pete Carroll and they see Tom Brady and they see Chip Kelly, and all of a sudden they think it's going to be a success. You got a guy he was only out of the league for 1 year with Pete Carroll, but he was out of the league, retired. The Seahawks weren't really lighting the league on fire the last few years he was coaching. It's been over a decade since he's won anything. Chip Kelly has never won anything in the NFL. This could be a disaster. Nobody's saying that. Everyone's talking about how they're going to turn it around. It could go the other way. It could be a disaster. It could be Urban Meyer 2.0. It could be Art Shell disaster. Remember Art Shell? When the Raiders brought him back? God, that was a long time ago when they brought him back. And he brought a guy from the Dude Ranch to be his offensive coordinator. This dude was retired out of the NFL for not just like one season, but for several years, living on a Dude Ranch. And Art Shell made him the offensive coordinator. His name's not even worth Googling. That's how much of a disaster it was. I'm not saying it's going to be that level of disaster, but it could be Urban Meyer 2.0. Let me know in the comments below, what do you think? How long is it going to take to turn this Raiders around? Is Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, are they the team to do it? Or are we going to be doing another front office and head coaching search for the Raiders in a couple of years? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.